Hold on. All right, officially recording. You want to give us a brief update on what you've poured in your infinity bottle?
Yes. Hi. This is my infinity bottle. We are three. Whiskeys
3D.
in. We've got Glenlivet 15 French Oak. 2 ounces of that. This one. We've
You want
got
to give us like a word or two on each one? A couple adjectives?
a couple adjectives. It's been a while since I've had any of this, so I can't
Delicious.
remember 100%. Light Chardonnay.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think that's all. There's a little smoke to it, I think.
Really?
I can't remember this one. There shouldn't be any smoke to it.
I would think it just be like an even smoother version of normal Glenlivet 12.
Yeah, I mean it's
French oak too.
Yeah, French oak. So you get that French Chardonnay
Yeah.
oakiness to it. Boom. Dalwhinnie Winter's Frost is the next one in. Dalwhinnie's Winter Frost.
Pears?
What's that?
Pears?
Yeah, really. That was a lot of like fall fruits.
Yeah.
And honeys.
Yeah.
That one was actually really light too, and I didn't like that one at first, but then after a couple drams, it grew on me a little bit. But yeah, pears and honey and yeah, citrusy.
Yep.
Highland Park 12 was the last one to go in so far.
Ooh,
This one I always got like bananas, which was weird.
really?
Like banana funk off the smell, a little bit on the taste,
Okay.
but pretty solid as well. Okay, next for the fourth. This is a strange. We're just gonna throw this in because it's right in front of me. Johnny Walker, White Walker. Released for the Game of Thrones. I think this was Kleinlich and Cardew.
Yep.
Another light, super smooth whiskey.
I think raspberries was kind of the main fruit note.
Yeah.
There in there, but yeah.
Yep.
Real
Berries. Yeah, berries and vanilla. It was good.
Yeah.
I would recommend this for a lot of like people starting out on Scotch. I don't know. It's easy drinker.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get. Let's see. We'll finish this Highlands Speyside run here with Glenfarclas 12.
I still have not had any Glenfarclas yet.
This is very Christmassy to me.
Okay. Like, are there like spice notes in there?
Christmas spice.
Ew.
Clove.
Wow.
It's a good one. That's right. I gotta write that down.
I gotta try that out.
I will send you some for sure.
There we go. That'll solve that.
That'll solve that. White Walker. I'm taking notes. 5. What was that one? Glenfarclas.
It just looks Christmassy too.
It's a very Christmassy bottle. So this was I was looking up prices. You can get like the Glenfarclas 25 for like $150. It was like the cheapest like
25-year
whiskey I could find.
I don't think I've seen a 25-year for under like 300. So yeah.
Yeah, it was either 21 or 25, but the double decade.
Yeah, well, the 25 Lafroig is like $600.
I know. It's crazy. So there you go. I think I saw that on Drizzly too. That's what I that.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Glenfiddich Project XX.
XX. Because they're hardcore.
Fiddick.
Tell me again about the experimental series again. What is this?
So the other one that they've done so far was they aged the whiskey in IPA barrels.
Okay.
And so they have like an IPA one that's got like they brewed their own IPA. And then
really?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Or they had somebody brew an IPA just for them.
So it's not like the the Jameson one where they like found a local brewery and like switched barrels with them.
I don't know. It's something like that.
Right.
I don't know a ton about it. But this one, they had 20. They had 20 different blenders come in, or 20 different distillery masters, whiskey masters. What do you call them?
Master distillers.
Master distillers. One of those words.
Yeah.
And then they gave them like access to a bunch of different types of whiskey and just said, okay, come up, like you guys brainstorm it and figure out what you want to blend. And that's what this is.
It's a super blend of a bunch of Glenfiddichs.
Of a bunch of different Glenfiddichs. 20 mines, one expected whiskey.
How would you... Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
How would you judge how they did?
It's good. It's super complex.
Okay.
It's maybe not 100% balanced, but it's an interesting. It's good.
Cool.
I mean, when it first came out, I think it was $100 a bottle, and then I found it at the liquor store for $60.
There you go.
So usually when that happens, it means it wasn't very well received.
Yeah, which it makes sense. I mean, it'd be like if Macallan was like, "Hey, let's do some crazy 20-thing blend." Like, it's such a revered and traditional brand, Glenfiddich.
Yeah. I like what they're doing. I mean, it's great for them to do that.
I totally agree. I'm glad they did it, but I could totally see why it wasn't very well received. Scotch stringers aren't known for their like progressive thoughts on whiskey.
Okay, so now we're out of the Scotch world, and we're going to start blending in other things, like this Hibiki Harmony.
Yes, which is just tastes like clouds, basically.
I've been drinking this the last couple nights, just an ounce, just like after dinner, before bed, and it's a great and nightcap whiskey. What's
that run for? 90?
70.
Okay.
I picked it up for 70, 75 maybe, 74.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd buy it again. I kind of just bought it for the bottle.
Sure.
Once this is empty, this is going in this bottle.
That's sweet.
Because it
looks like a decanter.
It is pretty much a decanter. Yeah, it's pretty cool. This bottle and the Highland Park 12 bottle is super cool.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Highland Park stuff. It almost seems like overdone.
Yeah, well, on the bottom of it, let's see, is a map of the Orkney Islands.
Okay, that's cool. I'm back in.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Good stuff. Okay. Oh no, I had some other scotches. Backing up.
You're losing track of your scotches?
I've got Glenmorangie.
Oh, nice.
Leftover Glenmorangie from our Glenmorangie
escapades. All four of them? All three of them? Four of them?
Well, I had some Glenmorangie original that you sent me.
Yes.
So I drank that night, and I have another little bottle of original.
Oh, nice.
Oh, come on. Okay, so let's do. It's like an airplane bottle.
I love it.
Okay. Ounce of Glenmorangie. 8. And then we'll do an ounce of Glenmorangie. I guess that's the 10, right?
Glenmorangie, yeah, is the 10, the OG one. And then you have
this one's I got a Nectar Dior.
La Quinta Inn.
La Quinta Dior, which is a 12-year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think I've got an ounce left.
Glenmorangie, I liked it. It was the first whiskey I ever bought. I bought that and Chiller the same day, like a little over a year ago. I was like, here we go, diving into Scotch.
It's a good Scotch to start off with.
It is. And I think they said it on Whiskey Tribe that it was the best-selling Scotch in Scotland, the classic, the original Glenmorangie.
And what's your favorite Islay whiskey?
Ardbeg.
Glenmorangie owns Ardbeg.
Right. That's great.
So there you go. It was magic in heaven.
Yeah, and Ardbeg closed its doors for like 10 years, I think in the 90s. I think it was like 86 to 96 or something like that.
It probably because, yeah, they probably saved them.
I think, yeah, exactly. They saved our bed.
You owe everything. You owe everything to Glenn Brangie.
Everything I hold dear, which is mostly Ardbeg.
Which is mostly Ardbeg. Okay, so I'm officially done with the scotches. Did Harmony. Now we're gonna jump into bourbon.
I love it. So no Islas, right? We didn't talk about
no
that.
Islas. We're not gonna do any Islas unless I want to add smoke to it.
Unless you get there and you're like, oh, it needs something else. But at least to start.
Right. So today, on today's Whiskey Tribe video, Whiskey Vault video, they like mentioned their. Someone asked a question about infinity bottles.
Yeah.
And they said that, you know, if you don't really care, you just want to throw it all in and see what happens, go for it. But if you want to,
that's my plan. That's what I do.
It's not bad. It's just
I regret it, but yeah, fine.
They said that, you know, they did a 32 whiskey blends on their Blendageddon or whatever, and they had one smoky whiskey in it. And even it just being 1/32 of the blend, it made the whole thing smoky.
That's crazy.
So, not that I don't want to make my infinity bottle smoky.
No, I think it's a good idea because mine is like a third of my infinity bottles from Isla, probably maybe a quarter.
Yeah.
And it's this weird, like diluted smoke. That like
take a
better idea to have a separate one.
So you should just take that bottle and then just start putting Islas in it only.
Yeah, I probably will do that.
Yeah. Elmer T. Lee.
What's that? 46%.
It's I think it's a Buffalo Trace product.
Okay.
Yep. It's a single barrel sour mash bourbon.
Okay.
Kentucky straight bourbon.
How do you like the Elmer T. Lee?
I like this one a lot. It gets allocated to Oregon, so it only comes up like once a year.
Oh wow!
But it was like $30, and it's good.
How would you define it or describe it in like?
So I don't know. It says it's single barrel sour mash. So I don't know what the sour mash means, or if all bourbons are sour mash.
Not all bourbons are.
Okay, so like I get the sour out of it. Like
you do.
I get like a funky. It's got a little bit of a funky taste to it. Okay. It's also like the single barrel. It's gonna be different from barrel to barrel.
Yeah.
But you get. It's kind of got a little bit of like a funk to it, and it's a little corny. Like you can. I mean, it's
for sure
bourbon, but
yeah.
You can. I don't know. It's just kind of a fun. I like doing mixed drinks with it. I like drinking it.
Yeah.
I think I like doing mixed drinks with it a little bit more than drinking it straight.
Okay.
Just because it adds a little bit of a layer to things. Okay. Right. Knob Creek, my first whiskey ever.
Nice.
I think. Nope, take that back. Maker's Mark was my first bottle of whiskey.
There you go.
There you go. This was when I was like, okay, I want to graduate to something.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Knob Creek.
What's that?
I'm not a fan of Knob Creek.
I don't know. It's stronger.
It is, yeah, 100, right? 50%.
It's I don't know. You can get it everywhere. So I don't know. It makes a good old fashioned, but
yeah, for sure. I think mixing with Knob Creek is great. I think to me there's something like not acidic, but I don't know, like bitter in it that I just doesn't agree with my tongue.
Probably ask Jason about it. He'd probably have something to say about Knob Creek.
For sure.
That old Kentucky boy.
Yep.
What was that fight he got on an airplane about bourbon?
Oh yeah, he's like, I'll take the bourbon, and they came back and gave him Jack Daniels. And he's like, oh no, I wanted the bourbon because I think they had like Knob Creek and Jack Daniels on the menu or something. And the person just comes back and said, "This is bourbon," and walked away.
Jeez.
Legally Tennessee whiskey.
Wow.
It was distilled, or it was filtered through charcoal. So technically, to be bourbon, it needs to be filtered through limestone, Jason would say.
All right. Well, I wonder if old Weller is filtered through limestone.
Yeah, a lot of people say, yeah, federally it does not have to be filtered through limestone to be called bourbon. I think it just has to be like 2 years old, or there's random rules. But in Kentucky, to be bourbon,
it's got to be in Kentucky.
Kentucky limestone.
Yeah. Okay, Weller Special Reserve going in.
What's the difference between is it Weller? What's the normal Weller called?
What's the difference between
just in taste?
Oh, the Weller 12 is like, oh God, that first time you have like a whiskey or a bourbon or a drink or anything where it's like the first time you've had it, and you can tell that it's good, but you're not sure if you'll ever be able to get that back again.
There's just like so much going on, kind of thing.
So much going on. You're just like, oh my gosh, this is so good. It's just so much more full, like so much more like full bodied.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it tasted like you could taste the maturity in it. I mean, it's almost double the age, right? And I don't know. I'm sure the flavor profile between the two are very, very similar. It was just, you could tell it was a very well-rounded whiskey.
Sure.
And actually this Antique 107 was closer to that, I think, than the Special Reserve was.
Oh, okay.
With those like cherry flavors, fruit flavors, and then like toast and cereal. Like it had like, you can tell that it's, I mean, maybe you can't tell, but like it being a wheated bourbon, like even they don't say how much of their mash is made with the wheat, but the fact that you have corn, wheat, and probably some other grain, like there's probably 3 or 4 different grains in it. You can kind of get.
Is there less heat on the 12 too, just because it's been aging so long?
Less heat, yeah. This has got a lot. This one's the last one of this to go in is 107 proof. So yeah. I think it's more like the 90 proof, 95 proof. Okay, that's it. Weller Special Reserve, Weller Antique 107. Okay. Time to taste, yeah?
Do it, man.
It's like the soda suicides I would get at Taco Bell.
Totally. Always Costco. Costco's my my suicide place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a good mix, Rooney.
Nice. Get in there. So in beer brewing, it's like so frowned upon. It's such a big no-no to like pour with air. That's why everything's tubed and hoses, right?
Uh-huh.
Whenever you like transfer vessels, you always make sure the tube is in the bottom of the vessel.
Oh, sure.
Like in distilleries, they'll like take the big hose in the barrel and they'll just like put the hose right at the bung, at the hole of the barrel, and just like spray it into the barrel. Like I've never seen anyone say like, "Oh, make sure there's no oxygen touching the whiskey."
Yeah, I wonder if it's that or if it's just like, well, yeah, with beer, it's just so finicky
and carbonated.
Yeah. I always thought it was because of carbonation, not because of oxygen.
But even before it's fermented, it can get off flavors like cardboard type flavors. So anyway, let's Glenn tearing it up. Tell me all about it.
All right. Just a little taste.
Ooh, just a little Daniel pour.
What's that? Just a dainty pour.
Not a Rex pour, a Daniel pour.
A Daniel pour. Ooh. Okay.
What do we got going on?
Like lots of like maple.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Maple and Swedish fish. Like a fruity candy, like a fruit candy.
Like cherry specifically?
Not cherry specifically, like a non-fruit, like a artificial fruit.
Sure. Okay.
What flavor are Swedish fish? Are they like a berry flavor?
Good question. Yeah, they're red flavored.
They're red flavored. That's what I'm getting is like Kool-Aid or
Weird.
there's
In a good way?
a little bit of saltiness in
Or
there.
like, oh, okay. From the Highland Park, probably, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Down the hatch.
There's a lot going on.
I would bet there's a lot. Is this something you'd want to drink though? Anything edgy now, like
So,
too much or something, or not enough of anything?
it finishes with a bunch of cereal notes.
Mm-hmm.
It finishes very smooth and clean. Like it doesn't like there's nothing left. Like there's nothing left.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes,
yeah.
you know, but yeah, like a toasted cereal taste. When it first hit the palate, it's like a lot of like salty, like sharp flavors bouncing against like effervescent flavors, and like I get some like hay like grassy, like it kind of tastes like a horse barn smells, which
Dude.
I don't know if that's a great thing.
Like Britannomyces kind of flavor.
Kind of, not a ton of funk. It's just like like not like a fermented funk, but like a dusty funk.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna try one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It doesn't taste like it smells. That's for sure.
That's kind of cool. So I feel like I think it's not a bad thing, but like this Macallan Fine Oak 10 that I'm tasting is basically like it smells like Martinelli's, it tastes like Martinelli's, and it leaves my mouth like sticky like Martinelli's does. Like it's basically Martinelli's. So it's kind of cool to have that surprise of like it smells different than it tastes.
So this one, it starts real slow.
Mm-hmm.
And then it swells up to a very like salty, punchy middle, and then goes away again.
Okay.
So I just I don't know what that. I don't get a lot of I don't get that maple. I don't get any maple. Yeah, I don't know. It's it's weird. It just like sneaks up on you, and it starts out very mild. It's just a mild tasting, like you can't really place your finger on any one flavor. And then the alcohol kind of swells it up and makes it like burn a little bit, and then it goes away. I don't know. It's good. Weird. What would I add to it?
It's so weird going from a single malt Scotch, or even a bit, basically a single malt American whiskey or something like that, which is literally like one thing of barley, like it's just like one farmer's barley, thrown in there, just distilled with some yeast and some water, and like that's all you're getting. And there's so many flavors in like a Scotch.
Yeah,
it's crazy that you can get just as many. I mean, you can get just as many flavors from a single malt Scotch that you can from what you just made.
Right.
That's just crazy how it can do so much, and it's so overwhelming to make an infinity bottle because there's just so much going on in it.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is part of it is just like this is a culmination of my drinking history.
Yeah.
Versus like this tastes like this. Like I think it's more on the side of like, yeah, you're not gonna like somehow come up with like some magical blend. It's good. Like I would serve this to people and be like, oh, you like whiskey? Like you really like whiskey? This is my infinity ball. You should try it. Here's all the things that are in it, and like let your palate be. If my palate was a little bit better, I'd probably tell you more.
I wonder if the problem I have with infinity bottles, or maybe it's not a problem, but the question I have is I wonder if you served it to someone and didn't tell them what it was, or even said like, hey, this is a single malt. Like, would they be like, "Oh, this is disgusting. There's too like it doesn't know what it is," or would they be like, "Oh, it's nice. It's a good background whiskey," or would you know what I mean? Like, if you didn't know it was 10 different bottles of something, would you be overwhelmed by it? Like, is the fact that you're searching for 12 different things what makes it feel complex?
Yeah. I think it really is. I think this one's really is complex. It's it not in like a good way. Like I think it's just complex in a it's like wrestling kind of way. And so like it was kind of fun. I got to try this some more. But when I mixed the Bamor and Lefroy together, I tinkered with that a little bit, and I started with more Lefroy, like 60% Lefroy, 40% Bamor, and then I did it a couple times. I end up doing like 70% Bamor and a little bit of Lefroy, and that's what I like better.
I still have some of that,
and it's just because that Lefroy is so smoky, powerful that I like the roundness of the Bamor.
Yep.
And just adding a little bit of Lefroy gave it that extra like punch of smooth. So having those like two ingredient blends is a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Finding those is you're gonna get, I think, a better product out of a 2-bottle blend versus a 13-bottle blend.
Right. And that's what Compass Box is too, right? I mean, they even like things like the Johnny Walker you put in, right? It's 2 things.
Yeah.
It's Cardew and Clynelish. Is that what it is? Clynelish?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Encompass Box is like it's an American distiller in Scotland just blending single malt scotches one at a time. It's not like, let's put in all of these scotches and see what happens.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna pour. I think I'm gonna pour the rest of this Glenmorangie in there. I'm gonna put some more Glenfarclas in there.
Which one are the Glenmorangies?
The original.
Oh.
Namely because I don't really want to hang on to a little bottle like this.
Yeah. Well, that'll clean it up. I'll give you some more fruit flavors.
Yeah. So I'm gonna add that. I think that's what this needs. I think this bottle needs to go one direction or the other.
Yeah, that's a good call. I like that.
So that's going in. So this is going to go more on the. This will be basically a Speyside Highland bottle.
All right, dude, you got a good portion of bourbon in there too, though.
Yeah, well, I think I don't know. Maybe no more bourbons in there. I don't know, because bourbons are good for getting that like the baseline out of it.
Yeah,
like they're slapping the bass in there, and then I'm not gonna put any more Highland Park in there. Maybe the White Walker or the Dalwhinnie.
Mm-hmm.
It needs a little bit more sweetness, though, I think. So let's see, Glenmorangie 12 is like 3 ounces now. I'm going to put another ounce of Glenfarclas in there.
And Dalwhinnie's pretty sweet.
And the Dalwhinnie.
To me, man.
1 more ounce of each of those. And I like these Game of Thrones bottles. The bottles that they use for them, they're sweet. They're classy. And that. Sweet. All right, I'll take one last dram, a taste of this, and call it good for now, I think. It's getting full enough to where I need to put the cap back on to stir it.
Yeah. Just throw some the Lafroy quarter cask in there, or cask strength.
Bam. Yeah, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
The right amount of smoke.
That'll simplify things.
I'd probably put the Bamore in there if I was going to do anything. That's why I brought that out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it changed anything. Still get a little less maple. Well, still get some maple in that. There's like a little bit more spice to it, like some cloves.
From the Arkless.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was different. That was a little different. That had like a fruit punch blast to it, which is really interesting. Ooh. Yeah, that was a lot sweeter on the. I mean, it shouldn't be that much sweeter. I mean, I added the Glenmorangie. I added 2 more ounces of Glenmorangie, an ounce of.
Farquhar's.
Well, I added 5 ounces of Speyside to it. So, yeah.
Some fruity Speysides too.
Yeah, that was better.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. So yeah, there you go. Infinity bottle.
It doesn't have to be a full bottle. It's not like having it full will make it magically the perfect ratio.
No. This is good for now.
Yeah. Sweet.
And there's somebody yelling outside my house.
Put in the Bowmore!
Yeah. Hang on a second.
All right. I'm stopping the recording.
It's just my crazy neighbors.
Cool. Should I stop the recording? Is that the end of the
That's oh yes, sorry. Yes. That's the end
Blendageddon?
We'll live on in infamy.
Wait, I'm excited to see if you have any like whiskey people in your life. I'm excited to see you share that with them. And if you can, or maybe share it with me.
I will share it with you.
No, but if you could share it with someone, I'm going to do the same with my Infinity bottle and not tell them what it is. And just be like, what are your thoughts? Go.
Yeah.
I would love to see that because like a trained, obviously someone with an amazing palate would tell you, hey, this has a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Someone who's like, oh, sometimes I like Macallan or sometimes I like Glenfiddich once or twice a year. If they would be like, oh, yeah, it's good, it's bad, or if they would be able to pick out specific things, you know?
Yeah. I'll have to fill this up and take this down to my whiskey bud.
There you go.
Downtown and be like, hey, give
Some
this whiskey. I got this new whiskey. You should give it a shot.
I promise this isn't poison.
I owe him some whiskey anyway. He gave me free glass of Yamazaki 12 and Weller 12 and Hibiki 17.
Wow.
Yeah. He's the man.
Nicely done.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sweet. All right, man.
Boom.
Thanks for inviting me to this experience.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
Live on forever on the internet.
I'll send you a link to it.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Bye.